Are you looking for a single family home in San Francisco that's walkable and has sun and is under $2 million? Most people would say that's impossible. What you have to know is what compromises to make and also where to look. Today, I'm gonna take you inside this 2-bedroom, 2-bath home, also with an in-law that has close walkable proximity to not one, but 2 neighborhoods that I'm gonna show you. And also there's a lot of sun in the neighborhood. Before we go inside, let's check out this street. So this street is so cute. I think that one of the things that would keep people from coming to view this house is right behind me back there is Market Street. And Market Street is really busy. So when you're searching and you look in map view, you might be like, I don't want to be on that street because it's right by Market. But then when you're standing here, oh my gosh, you guys, look at this. This feels like I'm in Marin or something. You've got like all of these trees. It's a cul-de-sac. There's a path down there that we're gonna walk down a little bit later that connects to Kite Hill. And I'm gonna show you kind of one of the secrets of how to get over to Eureka Valley using that pathway. But before we do that, let's go inside. I'm really excited to show you this little cottage. It's so cute. One thing that I would say, and I hear from you guys a lot, sometimes when we have more modern houses that we're showing, you're like, oh my gosh, all of the character has been stripped out of that home. Well, look at this. It's just like, it's so picturesque, so cute. You've got this little garden that you're walking through as you go in. And then let's go inside. The character is one of the things that people love in San Francisco, right? If you want to be in San Francisco, a lot of times you want the quintessential San Francisco look. And hang in there with me because when you guys see the kitchen, you're gonna be like, okay, they did it right. So let's start here in the living room. So we walk in, we've got this cute little living room. You can see the seller did make some updates, but they kept like all of the original light fixtures. You've got coved ceilings up here. You've got all of the original bookshelves there. And then this on the floor, these are Doug fir floors, which are quite beautiful. A lot of times they were used as kind of an underlayment for people who put floors like a subfloor. They put floors over them later, but they actually are quite beautiful as a regular floor. You've got this beautiful window that outlooks this really lovely backyard with tons of trees and privacy. We'll go down there in a minute. A lot of times in these old homes, you don't have the wide open, ripped out, like open floor plan, which some people really like. It doesn't usually come with a home with these kinds of looks, but check out this kitchen. It's been updated, right? So you've got granite countertops, which have a little bit more of an old world look than quartz countertops. I think they just really tried to lean into the actual look of what a home would look like and still be updated to maintain that character. Interestingly enough, this is pretty timeless because this kitchen is about 20 years old. And I think it looks like it could have been done yesterday with that look in mind, right? So it's very beautiful. You've got wainscoting on the walls, which they kept. You've got the old fireplace. Now, these fireplaces never work. You know, I think a lot of them were actually coal-burning fireplaces at one time. But, you know, they're kept in for a look, and you could convert them to gas as well if you want. Up in front of me ahead is one bathroom on this level. You've got these little hexagon tiles in here, a little cute soaking tub, right? This is a cast iron tub that may or may not have been original to the house. So cute. There's a full bath on this level. And then wait until I show you upstairs. I've got something great to show you up there. So another thing is, a lot of times in this price point, you have more of a mid-century modern home. Usually you don't get this kind of floor plan with the bedrooms upstairs. A lot of times there'll be a bedroom on this level and then another bedroom down in more of like a 1950s home versus an early 1900s home. I did mention to you guys there are compromises, right? One of the compromises is that there's no parking. So I know that can be tricky, but there is a lot. I'm parked right outside, right? So there's a lot of parking on the street. This is the primary. You've got your bed here tucked into this kind of corner. And then, so this is what I wanted to show you. Check out these views. So you've got some nice like hillside views here. We're in Eureka Valley right now, and there are homes in Eureka Valley, I'll show you as we walk, that have like really, really crazy views. So this is just like some views, not crazy views. And then you have an ensuite bath here. Again, I think they really leaned in. The bath has been updated, but they used marble. I personally think that white bathrooms and kitchens and marble like never, ever, ever go out of style. They really, really go with this kind of architecture. And I mean, even in a modern architecture, they can look really, really great. So on this level, you have 2 bedrooms. There's a walk-in closet back here, but you have 2 bedrooms, 1 bathroom. Remember, we talked about compromises. There's a laundry here. This bedroom here, might be your kids' room, probably not a guest room because they would have to go downstairs to use the bathroom, which may be okay. I mean, in this entry-level price point, there's definitely compromises that you need to make. But if it's you and like 1 other child and they're sharing a bathroom with you, it's really okay. I mean, I'm gonna tell you, we have 3 bathrooms in our home and 1 of them doesn't get used because our kids always wanna be in the bathroom with us. I don't know what that's about. Maybe it's a me problem. I'm not sure, but I think kids love to be around their mom and dad. Now, I really wanna show you downstairs because there's a second unit down there. And a lot of times when you're having a second unit, it's not legal, but in this house, it actually is legal. So technically this is a 2-unit building, not a single family home, but it lives like a single family home with an extra unit. So we're gonna go downstairs and see the other unit. Okay. So we walk in here and you guys, I have to say the transformation that we made in here, it's big. We refinished the floors. We changed the carpet in the bedroom. I'll show you that in a second. We put new countertops on here and we painted the cabinets and we put in some new appliances. I could show you the before and afters of this because it's like massive. We also added a bunch of lighting down here. When we walked in here, it was just like dark, drab, felt like someplace that you would only want to put like your in-law that you hate, that you hope doesn't stay. But now it's like, if you either had an au pair or maybe you just want to like offset the rent, right? Maybe you can't quite afford the home and you could rent this out for probably like $3,500 a month. And then you could offset like 30% of your mortgage, right? By renting this out. You could do an Airbnb for up to 60 days and get a bit more rent or a long-term rental in here. You have 1 bedroom over here. And again, all new carpet here, new lighting. It's nice and bright down here. It was not. We also put some new tile on the floor in here, added some new light fixtures to just kind of freshen up this bathroom. It's a super cute unit. And then the unit itself walks right out into this yard. Now, one of the ways to get upside when you're buying real estate is to do these updates yourself. Because I will tell you, a lot of agents don't have the time or the skill to do these updates, so they don't do them. And then, we'll help you if you want, like find a place that you can do the updates yourself because the countertops were like $5,000. I think we spent $3,500 on flooring collectively and another like $3,000 on appliances. But you have this cute little outdoor space right off of the unit. And then you walk down here. We didn't get to do all the updates that we want because believe it or not, all of our sellers do have budgets, or at least some of them. But this is like a cute little space. You could add some more plants here. Also, we left work for you. So down here, there's this little storage area, right? It's a little drab in here right now, you guys. But I was thinking like you add some skylights in here, add some drywall in here, and you have like an office or a workout room. I know it takes a little bit of imagination, but like it's a small house. So being able to have an extra office space or something like that is really cool. And I think really good utility. That didn't take me that long. It's a small house, but it's very functional, very, very cute. I will tell you, I'm trying to kill Landry, he's gonna fall. I will tell you that I looked through the stats so we're in Eureka Valley. So I pulled stats for Eureka Valley, Noe, and the single family homes under 2 million. There was 8 that sold in the last year. And 6 of the 8 in the marketing, they used words like contractor special, blank canvas, like total fixer. So only 2 of them were like homes that were like ready to be moved in. So this is a bit of a diamond in the rough, right? No garage, proximity to market. I think that those things are gonna hold value down to make this house affordable for you. But then you get a stunning neighborhood that's super walkable. Let me go show you what I mean by walkable. We're gonna take a little adventure, and you guys, I'm gonna tell you a secret, all right? So I haven't ever been on this walk before. So we're gonna do it for the first time together. When I was doing research for the video, I was like, oh my gosh, you can just walk right over Kite Hill down into Eureka Valley. So we're gonna take that walk. Kite Hill is really, really beautiful. There's great views up there of the whole city, so we'll check that out. If you enjoy content like this, I'm back every Monday at 5 p.m., so come back and find me. All right, a little bit more about the buyer who might live there, right? So somebody who you may be interested in the home if, you know, you're just starting a family, or maybe you're just starting out and it's just you, right? I have a client who bought a house on Liberty Street. She's a total hustler. It was a house kind of like this. It was connected. Then she was able to Airbnb out the whole space below. Now that's something really special for you guys to know, is that the Airbnb, look at this, you guys. Oh my God, this is so cute, right? This is right out the door. You can do unlimited Airbnb if it's part of your house. So in other words, if it's connected. So this house that she had on Liberty, she bought it and basically had the whole bottom Airbnb'd the entire time, and it totally paid her whole mortgage. Can you believe that? So, and it was about this price point, also without parking. That would be another example of like one of the very few homes that you could get into if you're trying to like be creative and stretch things a little bit. Now, when you have a separate unit like that one, bear in mind that there are rules, and in San Francisco, tenants have a lot of rights, way more rights than landlords. Okay, I think we're gonna go this way. Oh my gosh, check out this view over the hill. It's so beautiful. Okay, I'm getting distracted, but when I drive down Market Street and I see this view, like I do that a lot of times on tour, and I'm just like, this is San Francisco, right? Like this is why I live here. It's like one of my favorite things about touring is just like seeing the city. So being able to walk out here and like walk to a neighborhood and just see this every day, it's just like makes living here so beautiful, and you really get to experience it and live it. Back to the rental situation. If you buy that house, and by the time I publish this, that house will be sold. But if you buy a house like that, there is going to be protections. Like if you see me fall, you better subscribe. I put my life in danger for you all every day. The lower unit is going to have rent restrictions on it, right? So if you rent it out, you won't be able to raise the rent because it's a 2-unit building. So it's just like, there's a lot of nuances like that that are super important to understand. And we can walk you through all of that as well. Okay, I think it's this way, or maybe it's that way. Let's see. Oh, I think it's that way. Let's see. Let's go on an adventure. Oh, look at this girl like reading on the log. I love it. Okay, so I'm gonna tell you a few things about where we're going. So there's 2 options I mentioned for great neighborhoods that you can walk to. Yes, I'm not walking directly out of the house to a coffee shop. I get that, right? There's different levels of walkability. This is not the way. Hold on, let me look on this. See, there's a trail down there. I have a picture of the Google Maps. Landry is also risking his life for you right now because there's steps, and he is not looking where he's going. So basically I walked up Kite Hill, and then now I'm kind of circling around down to Yukon Street, and that's gonna drop me down into the Castro. And you guys, the sun is blaring on me. I just wanna say, I wore this coat because it was cold, and now I'm like sweating. Walkability. I'm all over the place today. Hang in there with me. For some people, walkability means like they're walking out of their house, and within 5 minutes, they're in a coffee shop on a main street with a bunch of restaurants. That is not this house, right? And that is probably not the house under 2 million. So for here, this little enclave that's like in front of me, this is like Yukon that comes here. There's Eagle that goes back there. This is like the upper part of Eureka Valley. It's a little less expensive than what I would say is more like prime walkable Eureka Valley. So kind of understanding all the little secret nuances of each neighborhood when you're looking for a certain thing and a certain price is super important, right? Because it's not that like all of Noe or Eureka Valley is going to be open to you for a single family home under 2 million. But if you know where to look, it's really, really helpful. So this is one area that you could look where your money is going to go a little bit further. But the walkability from that house, according to Google Maps, and I forgot to time it, but according to Google Maps, and we're going to do it, is 12 minutes. So that's, to me, that's walkable, but that might not be walkable to you. So I think it depends on like what is your definition. And then if you walk in the other direction, so you can hit Grandview and then go down Douglas and walk all the way down to 24th, and you could drop yourself right down to the Starbucks on 24th in 20 minutes. So I think is good, right? And you have sun. Again, there's like little compromises, and it depends on what you're willing to compromise on. And everybody is willing to compromise on different things, right? And that's one of the things, like we have some exercises that we're gonna go through with each of our buyers that help, you know, if you have a partner, get with your partner and with us, and we're gonna help identify, like for you, what is the 80% that you must have and what is the 20% that you're willing to compromise. And so having somebody who's been in like thousands and thousands of homes and knows the area that can tell you whether or not you're realistic or not, I think is super, super key for you not wasting a bunch of your time, because you can waste a lot of time looking for the wrong things. But let's talk a little bit about Eureka Valley, which is where we're headed. We're coming up on 19th Street. If you were to go all the way up 19th Street, there's a home that Landry shot for me actually up there that we sold last year for $7.2 million. That's a different video, but that's gonna be the top of the range for Eureka Valley, where you're in the like 7s, sometimes 8s, where you get massive, massive views in like a 3,500 square foot home. Again, it's still not super walkable. A lot of times when you get the views, you're on a hill, right? So you're not like right on the walkable street. But overall, like a good price point for this neighborhood is really gonna be more like 2.5 to 3.5 for kind of your entry level home. There are a ton of shops and restaurants down here. Molly Stone's was where I kind of tagged on the map. I love Molly Stone's. It's a great grocery store with a lot of like really high-end produce and great needs, great selection, very spendy, but I like it a lot. And then there's, you know, you've got, let's see, Fable is a restaurant that's down there, has a really, really cute outdoor patio that I really like. The food is so-so. And then another one, Anchor Oyster Bar, that's one of my favorites. What are we on now? This is Caselli. And this is gonna drop us right down into the main strip. So Anchor Oyster Bar, really good seafood, obviously oysters, super cute, like very kind of New England feel. That's a great spot. There's one of the things I like about the Castro, which is actually Eureka Valley. There's no Castro on the map for real estate, but I'd say the locals would know it more as the Castro than Eureka Valley. One of the things about it is there's a ton of really great like recycled clothing stores on all spectrums. So I think sometimes when people think about recycled clothing, they think about like Goodwill, or probably not so much in San Francisco, but there's some really high-end consignment stores and different things like that. So if you're a thrifter, I think the Castro is a really great place to thrift. I hear. I'm not a thrifter. I wish I had the patience for it. And then there's some great bars, so great nightlife. The Lookout is a popular place. They have drag shows on Sunday, so it's a great place to go. Have like, I think they have bottomless mimosas. I think there's a bar called Toad in the Hall. I may be butchering that. That's supposed to be really good. I don't get out much for nightlife. I'm more of like kind of a dinner kind of girl. I'm old. What else? So while we're going, I've told you a little bit about Eureka Valley. The other neighborhood that we're not going to walk to today, because I already had my walk today, and I'm not interested in getting that many steps right now, but the other neighborhood that you can walk to in 20 minutes is Noe Valley. And in Noe Valley, we have all separate videos on all of this, you guys, if you want to watch like in detail. But in Noe Valley, very similar price point to the Castro or Eureka Valley. A lot of times people are looking in both neighborhoods. That's very, very common, which is why I pulled the stats for both neighborhoods, because they want to be in like a sunny, walkable, centrally located part of town in like that certain kind of price point. Another neighborhood that would get mixed into that mix would be DuBois Triangle, which is just right over there. Super small neighborhood, but also worth having on your search if you're interested in those things. But Noe, like, it has a very similar vibe. I would say the thing that you will miss, or maybe not miss, in Noe is that in Eureka Valley, sometimes where we're going, we'll see if we're lucky today, but you might see some naked buns. Actually, we probably can't film that because I bet you Google will take it down. I don't think they like naked buns, but it is a common sighting that you would see, and that for some people, they're not comfortable with that for either themselves. So we just hit Douglas, which you can walk all the way down straight into Noe Valley, or we're gonna take a left here and go down to the main strip of the Castro. But some people don't like naked buns, in which case they may not want to live here, right? It's like they may not feel comfortable with their kids looking at that, or not what they want to see on a daily basis, but it is, I would say, a daily occurrence in the neighborhood. And just, it's a bit more lively. I would say Noe is a little bit sleepier of a vibe. Their strip of 24th Street, maybe slightly less going on there than you have in the Castro, where the Castro has maybe like 20% more shops and restaurants, I would say. We've almost made it. I think we're about 2 blocks from 18th. Nope, we are at 18th. So we want to go to 18th and Castro. That's kind of the intersection where it's all happening. Basically, we've arrived, right? This is kind of like the beginning of the strip. There's also quite a few really great gyms here. Barry's Boot Camp, I have never been, but it is like a hardcore team favorite. And I'm sorry team, I always say like, yes, let's go do a class. And then I never make it happen because I like to walk, but it's a very, very popular option. So Barry's is here. There's quite a few different like yoga studios. I have my orthopedic guy. What do you call that? Oh, my physical therapist is up here. There's a really great physical therapist up here if you guys ever need anything. I hurt my back really bad a few years ago and he was amazing. You know, we gotta walk back, right? I'm gonna have to take off my jacket on the way back. All right, so now we just passed over Diamond. And as you can see, things are like starting to happen here, right? Like we've got a lot of little boutiques, restaurants. There's a sushi place up in front of me right here. I mentioned Todd Hall is a great like place to grab a drink. That's up in front of me there on the left. That medical building right there, that's where my orthopedic guy is. And this is Molly Stone's, right? Great place to grab a salad. They have a really good deli. And as you can see, the architecture across the street, like some really great Victorians and Edwardians in the neighborhood. Lots of San Francisco feel in terms of the kind of architecture that you're gonna find here. There's some new build condos mixed in. There's some that have been done right on Market Street. If you're looking for more of that kind of like Soma vibe, but outside of Soma, there's a lot of options to choose from for that as well. Up on Castro, we're not gonna walk up there today. I thought about walking you in there, but again, I think YouTube would take it down. There's a cookie shop called Hot Cookie, and you can get some very naughty, very hot cookies in there of all different shapes and sizes, if you follow me. Anyway, it's just kind of fun, I think, to lean into that culture a little bit. And then we're gonna come up here on Castro and we're gonna see the iconic crosswalk, the rainbow crosswalk here. Obviously, the Castro is really a symbol of San Francisco, right? So we're right in the heart here of the Castro. As you can see, we have the iconic crosswalk here. And then this is where most of the main shopping is, but it kind of goes across like several of the cross streets as well. Anchor Oyster Bar that I mentioned is right up here on the left. You've got a ton of Phil's Coffee. That's one of my favorite coffee shops, is up there on the left as well. So there's just a lot of different things to choose from in the neighborhood in terms of shopping, restaurants, nail salons, like anything that you could ever need. Obviously, you have a Walgreens. Every neighborhood needs one. We've shut down many of them in San Francisco, but this one is still open. So I'm not gonna walk you all up and down the Castro because we have other videos that do that. So if you wanna check those out, you can feel free to click on one of the links down below. Or if you're interested in learning about Noe Valley, which I mentioned, but I'm not gonna go to today, you can check out this video that I'm gonna show you right here. Additionally, we're back here every Monday at 5 p.m. And if you want somebody to just walk you through these nuances, help you understand if your search is realistic. Can it be done? Maybe you're not sure. We're happy to chat with you. So feel free to reach out to me with any of the ways down below.